So you have two options when you're graphing. If you use the slope-intercept form, that means that you are isolating the y, and then the coefficient of the x, that's your slope. And someone asked me for clarification on how to graph using the slope and the intercept. So I'm going to graph both of these items. This is the y-intercept, meaning where it crosses the y-axis. So let me graph this purple one. I'm going to do this purple one first. And if I'm going to use slope-intercept form, then I'm going to isolate the y. So if I originally had this, I'm going to get rid of the 3x from both sides because I need to isolate the y. And you have to list the -3 first, or you have to list the coefficient, or you have to list the x term first, so you're going to have the -3 leading. Okay, so m is -3 then. If I'm asking you what m really stands for, you tell me it's slope, and slope really is rise over run, always. And that's really all you have to memorize. If you know that slope is rise over run, then you always put whatever m is into a fraction. Well, there is no denominator, so we're just going to make that a 1. And this tells you you're going to rise, or in this case, drop 3. And then you're going to run 1. You always rise first, then you run. I'm going to pause the recording if I can. Oh. Okay, somebody called me and I know them. Okay, so when you're graphing with a slope-intercept form, in order to graph this line, you need to first plot the y-intercept, because there's a fact that your line goes through that intercept. Your line crosses the y-axis at 11. Now, in this specific case, it's going to be a little bit difficult to graph because your graph is only 8 high. You see, 5, 6, 7, 8. But you know what? We can just 9, 10, 11. Let's just gonna hope. We're gonna hope that the online version is a little friendlier. My on-ground students might have to put this in here. You can always, though, use an XY chart, and you can avoid falling off of your graph. But I don't want to get into that right now. So, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So my line crosses the y-axis at 11. That's the purple line. So this is my line in slope-intercept form. So I cross at 11, and then I go slope. So first you plot the y-intercept, and then this is important that you always start at the y-intercept first, and then you go slope, meaning from there you rise and run from there. So if you're dropping down 3, 1, 2, 3, and running 1, and then you're dropping down 3, 1, 2, 3, and running 1, and you're dropping down 3, 1, 2, 3, and running 1. Do you see how now? And I'm going to have a really hard time graphing this properly. This is going to be ugly. So hang in there, people. I can't help it. Let me see if I can erase just that. Not all my work. Okay, so this is really difficult for me to graph right here. 1, 2, 3, and 1. But for you online, it won't be. So let me try that again. Oh my goodness. So this is my purple line. Now, if you have, do you see how m here, right here, the m is negative, and a negative slope, it falls from left to right on your graph. So you can just memorize that, meaning it's going to look like this. So that is definitely a negative slope on my graph, so we're okay there. Now I'm going to do the other one. Let me use different color, and sorry I'm so slow right now. I'm distracted by my phone at times, which is what I tell students, don't do that. Oh well. So now I'm going to graph the other one in blue. So y equals 4x minus 3. Already in slope-intercept form, which is a gift. My y-intercept is at -3. It crosses my y-axis at -3, and my slope is 4. So if I use exactly the same thing as before, I'm going to cross my y-axis at -3, 1, 2, 3. And then from there, I go 4. It's a positive slope, so you have choices, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Up 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So now I'm going to graph that one the best I can with what I have. And guess what? We have a solution to the system now. And it's an ordered pair, x first, then y, and I see a 2 and a 5. So ordered pairs are different than slope. So one main confusion that students have is they don't understand that an ordered pair itself has absolutely nothing to do with the slope. An ordered pair is just where a point is located on the graph. A slope is the angle at which my graph or my line is hanging around on the graph. So they both cross 2, 5. So they meet there, and solving a system always finds out where do they meet. And in this case, they meet at 2, 5. So I hope that helped clarify a little bit. I still have a hard time of stopping the video. I still have a hard time of how to pause. Zoom, I struggle with it just a little bit, but I'm just not used to it yet, and I will get better at it and more efficient. However, so I'm going to pause here or stop the video because nobody has shown up, and now it's 3 o'clock. I've been here 2.5 hours waiting, but one person did ask a question, so I'm hoping I'm answering your question, and then anybody else who watches this can benefit from it. Anytime you have a question or you want me to work something, actually, you know, now that I have this online meeting room, I can just make a video. But I would like it if we could meet, because then when I can see your facial expression, I know if you need more help. I know if I've explained it well enough. So it really helps me be a better teacher. So anyway, so I'm hoping you take advantage, but good luck on your test, and I will talk to you later.